that enabled the ADA, that enabled some of the other, the enforcement of the ADA, that enabled the better funding of Centers for Independent Living, and that enabled a major change in focus by the federal government stream that deals with funding nursing homes. It was the linking up of the good cop, bad cop role. National Council on Independent Living, otherwise known as NCIL, and ADAPT, who were the folks in the street doing the protests. And I found out you can sit on both sides. You can put the T-shirt on some days, and you can dress in velour, same shade of purple, and it works. You can play the good cop some days and be the bad cop the other days. You can do both. That was one of the things I learned. Now, back in Washington, Pennsylvania, we've done a couple we've gone to the state capitol. I'll go back even a little further. We've got some centers who really want to see some stuff happen. They've evolved. Then we had some folks who called themselves ADAPT. Some of them were the eastern part of Pennsylvania. Some of them were in the western part of Pennsylvania. Well, they were all so gung-ho all the time. They fought against each other. And we had to get past that. We absolutely had to get past that. One of the worst things that I've seen in my 20 years in independent living is shooting at other disabled folks, fighting with other disabled folks. What you got to do is find the ones in the movement who share your point of view and work with them. No, don't waste your time shooting at the ones who don't share your point of view, because that plays into the hands of your adversary. It's the divide and conquer. If he can get you guys, if we can get the blind and the deaf and the mobility impaired fighting with each other, then there's no ammunition left to shoot at the bureaucrats. So I am going to, this is one of the wisdoms that I've learned. You don't shoot at at the other guy who's wearing the disability colors. You let them do their thing, even if you don't agree with it, even if it wouldn't be the way you do it, even if some of the messages they sending you just make you roll your eyes, and say, "Oh, I wish they hadn't said that one." You just do your thing. You just find the people who want to share the fight you want to fight, and do your thing, and stay focused. And when you have the opportunity to do a coalition, so that the people with the mobility impairments and the people with the vision impairments have a common issue, and there's something they can fight with together, okay, let's get after it. Let's do it together. And when they're doing something that you don't agree with, just let them go. Just let them go. Back off. Let them do it. Wish them luck. Because there's going to be plenty of things that you're going to have that they're not going to agree with either. And if you can come up with a code of ethics that says we don't shoot at somebody else in a disability uniform, the movement in your state is going to have a lot more chance of succeeding, and you're going to find each other a lot easier. And one more time, I'm going to tell you, we learned this the hard way. We learned this the hard way in Pennsylvania. I'm not saying this was an easy lesson. We went down in flames when we were so close sometimes. And it's just that there's enough of us old timers there who've gotten scarred enough times that we saw that we were torpedoing ourselves and refused to engage in that kind of behavior in the future. And so when things start happening, we don't play. And I guess that's where we get to that next topic that Marie asked me to talk about, disability culture. There is a unique set of experiences that we share just by being a person with a disability who's trying to get by in the environment we live in the social structure we live in, with the social prejudices and biases that and norms that we live in. We have there are certain commonalities in our experience that nobody, but each other can understand when we talk. You probably got